Sandworms, perhaps the main symbol of the entire Dune cycle, the giant, deadly monsters on which the life of the entire galaxy depends, seem like truly unknowable beings. Still shrouded in mystery thousands of years after their discovery by humans. One of the greatest secrets of sandworms is their origin. At the beginning of the Dune storyline, this secret remains unknown, and humans can only speculate whether Arrakis is the native world of the sandworms, or if they arrived there from another place. Only later, and even then through vague hints, does the history of sandworms begin to be unveiled, revealing some of the secrets of their origins. In this video, we will delve into the ancient times of the Dune universe to trace the incredible journey of the sandworms. Then we will travel into the distant future to uncover the ultimate fate of these creatures. But first, I want to say a few words about the significance of sandworms in the world of Dune, because many underestimate the role of these beings. I think anyone even vaguely familiar with the Dune universe through the books or movies knows that sandworms were the source of spice, melange, the most valuable substance in the galaxy. With this spice, the navigators of the Spacing Guild could chart courses for space travel across vast distances. Spice also had other properties, the most important of which were geriatric properties, a prolonged life. By consuming spice, a person could live up to 300 years. Prescient properties. It unlocked the potential of the mind, allowing glimpses into the future with varying levels of clarity and depth. However, the significance of the sandworm, or Shai-Hulud, as the Fremen called it, did not end there. Sandworms became an important and sacred symbol in the cultures of many peoples. Initially, this was limited to the Fremen of Arrakis. But later, with the rise of House Atreides to power, their reverence spread throughout the Empire, which included millions of worlds. Leto II, the son of Paul Atreides, even entered into a symbiosis with a sandworm, transforming into an immortal and omnipotent being. Another significant aspect of these creatures was that they were the only living organisms of a form of life fundamentally different from humans. A silicon-based life form. The biology of the sandworms was based on principles entirely unlike human biology, making them truly unique. In fact, sandworms were the only aliens in the Dune universe, not originating from Earth. And here arise logical questions. Where did the sandworms come from? And why, despite their importance, was no one able to breed sandworms on other planets over thousands of years? Let's unravel this mystery. For a long time, it was believed within the Empire that Arrakis had always been a desert, largely uninhabitable for humans, precisely because the sandworms made the planet this way, as the sand was both a product of their life processes and their sustenance, or rather, their fuel. However, when Leto II became the Kwisatz Haderach, he saw that long ago the planet resembled Earth, with bodies of water and abundant flora and fauna. However, the sandworms that appeared on the planet terraformed it into an endless desert to suit their own needs. This raises two key questions. Number one, when did this happen? Number two, who, and more importantly, why, brought the sandworms to Arrakis? Starting with the first question, it is known that by the time of the Butlerian Jihad, the epic conflict between humans and machines, 10,000 years before the events of the first Dune book, Arrakis was already a desert inhabited by sandworms and Fremen who worshipped them. This means the sandworms must have arrived there much earlier, as terraforming the planet would have taken a significant amount of time. Indeed, in the prequel books, it was mentioned that sandworms appeared on Arrakis even before the era of the Old Empire, when humanity was fragmented, and independent groups of people with shared ideologies roamed the galaxy. One of these groups was the Muad'Ru, a mysterious religious order likely stemming from a blend of Islam and Buddhism. The Muad'Ru traveled the galaxy, visiting various worlds and constructing enigmatic structures adorned with runes and symbols. Later generations who stumbled upon traces of the Muad'Ru presence could never decipher the meaning of these signs. What became of the Muad'Ru remains unknown. They either perished or dissolved, merging into other movements of their time. According to the legends of Dune, it was the Muad'Ru who brought sandworms to Arrakis, or, more specifically, their initial form, sand shroud. This was likely accidental, as the Muad'Ru probably had no idea what consequences this would bring. The books provide no further details on the origin of sandworms, but with some logical reasoning, we can arrive at a few intriguing conclusions. When it comes to the sandworms' home planet, the main question is, do they still inhabit it? And if so, why haven't humans found this planet yet? In my opinion, there are two possible explanations. Number one, the sandworms' home planet is lifeless from the human perspective, so humanity has overlooked it, dismissing it as one of the billions or trillions of empty planets. The Muad'Ru may have stumbled upon this planet by chance and left quickly. In this case, it's entirely possible that sandworms could exist somewhere else beyond Arrakis, but humans simply haven't been able to discover that location, akin to finding a needle in a haystack. Number two, alternatively, the conditions on their home planet may not have been suitable for sand shroud to evolve into sandworms, leaving the species in its initial form. The first sandworm may have emerged on Arrakis after the imported sand trout absorbed enough water. This raises another important question. Why didn't humans settle sandworms on more planets to increase spice production? There's no definitive answer. The books mention multiple attempts to do so, but each experiment ended in failure. Sandworms couldn't survive anywhere other than Arrakis. The reasons for this remain unknown, but I speculate that, in addition to the water needed for sand trout to transform into sandworms, Arrakis possessed other unique, unexplored conditions. However, in the future, someone did manage to achieve this. When Paul Atreides took power in the Empire, he decided to turn Arrakis into a flourishing oasis, initiating a project to terraform the planet. This project was ultimately realized by his son, Leto II, the God Emperor. Under his reign, the sandworm population drastically declined, nearly reaching extinction. Leto allocated only a small desert reserved for their survival. He did this to create a scarcity of spice in the Empire, thereby subjugating the Guild and the Great Houses. However, 3,500 years later, after Leto II's death and the collapse of his empire, there was no one left to regulate Arrakis' climate. The sandworms gradually returned the planet to a desert. They then enjoyed about 1,500 years of prosperity until disaster struck Arrakis, or simply Arrakis, as it came to be called. The planet fell under the control of the Bene Gesserit, who faced off against the powerful honored Maeders. During the ensuing war, the Maeders unleashed a devastating attack on Arrakis, annihilating all life on its surface, including the sandworms. However, a fleeing Reverend Mother of the Bene Gesserit managed to save the last young sandworm from the planet. It was brought to the Order's homeworld, Chapter House. Surprisingly, the sandworm adapted to the conditions there, and its population soon recovered, transforming the planet into a desert, similar to Arrakis. Later, sandworms were also introduced to the planet Kelso, where they thrived. By the end of the cycle, they were brought to the Thinking Machines' planet, Synchrony. There, the sandworms were released and managed to establish themselves in a third world. In the end, humanity succeeded in preserving these extraordinary creatures. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to me, and is the best reward. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.